Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and at the request of someone in the comments, I'm going to cover the Cadwell Chronograph that I use for measuring the FPS of my blasters. Now, I went with the large one, the full standing thing, as opposed to, you'll see much smaller ones that just have a little hole in them. Those work great for testing single shots. This is better for testing things that are firing at full auto. And firing rival and tier and stuff like that through it. Whereas that little one, you really couldn't. So, those ones will work great for various applications. This works better for the various applications that I'm putting it through. I can also fire things like rockets through it, and mega darts, and rival, and all that other stuff. But, those smaller ones will work, but this is the one I have, so it's the one I'm going to talk about. Now, this is the Cadwell Ballistic Precision Chronograph. Lovely. You can get them on Amazon, eBay, probably from Cadwell directly. I'm going to go over the basic features. It is battery powered, which is one thing that I don't like about it. I wish it had a corded option, but as far as I've ever been able to work out, it does not. It takes a 9-volt battery, plugs into the battery housing. It does have room for a spare battery, and that's good because you're probably going to need one at least a lot. Because one of the features this thing does not have is any kind of a sleep function of, I've been sitting for 10 minutes and nobody's fired anything through me, maybe I should shut down. Does not have that, and if you leave it on, it will drain the battery completely. So, having a spare in there is a good idea. I think that actually is my spare that was in there, and I need to get another spare. But, it has a switch on the side. You can either go meters per second or feet per second, depending on where you are in the world or which unit of measurement you prefer. Turn it on, it turns on, then tells you whether it's FPS or meters per second, and then counts down, and now it is ready. When it detects a speed, it will give you the number. If it is a duplicate, it will say duplicate and 1, and then every time you get another duplicate, it just flashes to let you know that it was yet again a duplicate. If the first sensor detects something but it doesn't detect it at the other one, it will give you an error 2, like that. If the second one detects something but it didn't detect anything on the first, it will give error 3, like you see now, though it should still be able to redetect. Sometimes I've had to actually turn it off and turn it back on again after it runs into that problem. Part of the problem is that I am in my shop under fluorescent lights, which chronographs do not like. Now, it normally comes with these sun shields and the little arms that they go on. And they're easy enough to install. They go in the hole there. Goes in the hole there. And then this goes over the top. And that creates your target window. You want to shoot in the middle of this. Now, I've discovered with Nerf, because of their nature, I get best results if I fire it as close to the bottom as possible, so it definitely detects. Technically, it should be anywhere in this window. They recommend going for center as much as possible for most projectiles, but whatever you find actually gets you readings, go with that. They also recommend making sure that you have this on a flat surface when you are, or that it's level, so that you are firing the same distance above both of them. You don't want to shoot at an angle because that will give you potentially different results. Though how much different, I couldn't tell you. Whether it's enough of a difference in precision to matter with Nerf, who knows. But that is what they recommend. Also, of course, you want it to be on a stable surface. You don't want it wobbling about. You want it to be at roughly the height that you're firing at, obviously, so that you can get a good level shot. Now, it does have a standard 1/4-20, at least that's what the manual calls it, whatever that means, port on the bottom, which is the same that you will find on any camera tripod that you can easily pick up at Goodwill. This one came from Goodwill. All the ones I have came from Goodwill. And then you can, it creates a very convenient mounting at whatever height you need it at, and it's lovely. So that is a really nice feature that it has. The original one came with a bag for carrying it around, which is lovely. Now, as I said, and you've heard me complain about it many times, in my videos when it gets too dark or when the weather is bad. I can't chronograph things in my shop because I didn't have a lighting kit. And the chronograph does not work under fluorescent lighting. If I try to get a reading here in my shop, it just won't read at all. It registers nothing when you try to fire it inside under the fluorescent light. So I have to have natural light. However, and Walcom told me I needed one of these when I first mentioned getting the same chronograph that he had. He said, you need the lighting kit. And I didn't have the money for the lighting kit at the time. I was like, I will get it when I have the money. 2 years later, I still didn't have one, but I complained about it regularly. Well, I finally got the lighting kit. Now, the lighting kit are a pair of replacement sun shields. These replace the original sun shields. They are flat instead of curved. And they came with their own support arms, so they are exactly the same as the original ones as far as I have been able to tell. Those go in there just like that. I don't know how well you can actually see that. Let's see if we can zoom out a bit. Hooray! So now you have those on there. Comes with the cables necessary to plug it in. It's got a splitter, which I've put one of these on the wrong way. Let's try that again. Lovely. You plug it in at both ends. You're not level. There we go. Has a convenient hook for the cable so it's not dangling in the way. And then you push the button and the LEDs turn on. This now provides regular light, proper light that the sensors can properly read, and it allows me to use it here in the shop, which is fantastic. See, LED strips. I think there's 16 on each, and it works lovely. It works so you can use it in, bad lighting conditions or even under the fluorescent lights here in my shop, and it does in fact make all the difference. Let's see, what else? The lighting kit does come with a battery pack that you can use, though it can be plugged into a wall, which this thing can't, so it's kind of odd that they even have that feature. But they do. This just runs off 4 AA batteries, so that you could take this out into the field wherever you were doing your shooting and still be able to use your lighting rig, despite not being anywhere near power. It does come with an adapter, both for European plugs and American plugs. That's handy. Doesn't come with a bag. You can, if you want, plug your phone into this thing as well, using the audio jack on the side. I apparently don't have the right audio jack. All of mine are have the mic channel, and apparently it doesn't want that. I'm not sure. Every time I plugged in a cable into my phone when I had the app running, it immediately gave me a connection error, even though I hadn't even plugged it into here, and told me unplug from the phone, then plug into the phone, and plug into that. And I tried that. As soon as I plugged it in, error. I assume I'm just using the wrong kind of cable. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But you can then download the app from whatever app store fits your phone. It's just called the Cadwell Precision Chronograph. Cadwell Ballistic Precision Chronograph. Free to download. And then when you have your phone plugged in, it'll give you display what the numbers are, as well as allowing you to record the numbers, and it'll give you the average of the numbers, and it's a handy tool, which I definitely want to start using, so I definitely need to acquire the right cable, which I'm sure is out there. What other advice do they give? Stable platform. Don't shoot over reflective surfaces like snow or sand. Even lighting is, of course, better. Lighting kit gets rid of that problem. If you're going to be outdoors, try to be in the shade, it says. Don't be in direct light, because that will mess with the readings. Avoid fluorescent lighting. We've covered that. Stand on arrow, or if you're shooting arrows through it, you want to be at least 1 arrow length away. If you're shooting an actual gun through it, you want to be apparently 15 feet away. If you're firing a shotgun, 5 feet away. Paintballs or Nerf can be fired at any distance. They don't actually mention Nerf, but I assume it's similar to paintballs. Yeah, there's also apparently an even fancier light kit using IR, which I don't have, but there you have it. That is how these things work. I will now actually do some shots through it to show off the features and to demonstrate that the lighting kit does in fact make a difference. So let's go do that real quick. Alright, we're going to start by showing you the startup sequence again, and then I'm going to fire some stuff through it and hopefully be able to show you all of the different possible readings. Now, at the moment, I don't have the lighting kit turned on, and it is under fluorescent light, so we will see if it reads at all. Nothing. Not even reading. Now, if we turn the lights on, now, with the lights on, it will, in fact, get readings. There you saw a duplicate, which I was hoping to demonstrate, and it's blinking that it was a duplicate. Now I'm going to try to shoot off to one side and see if I can miss the second sensor. Error 3. Sure enough. Now if we go at a different angle, now we got error 2, because it registered in the back one but not the front one. So that is what all of those various errors mean. You should be able to shoot after an error and it will continue to register, as long as it's now registering properly. Now to turn the lights back off, and it doesn't register at all. So the lighting kit matters. And I should have listened to Wacom all those years ago. But I finally have it. So no more excuses about it's raining or it's late or what have you. I should always be able to get chronograph numbers for you. So, there you have it. A quick guide on how to use the Cadwell Ballistic Precision Chronograph. Hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.